Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Penguin, and I would like to welcome you to Antiga Shipyard, where we're going to be seeing a game between MillStephano, the pink Zerg, in the bottom right spawn location, and in the top left spawn location, the blue Terran, oGsTheStC. Both of these players are, of course, phenomenal players, both with pretty good accomplishments to their name. Stephano, of course, very well renowned for his win in IPL Season 3, got him a nice little, what was it, $30,000? Yeah, $30,000, so that was pretty awesome. And the STC doesn't have as many actual accomplishments in tournaments, but he did go all the way to claim 3rd place at MLG Orlando, which was a very, very big accomplishment for him. So we are going to be seeing this game in Antiga Shipyard. Cross positions. Antiga Shipyard is just such a big map that the chances of a very, very quick, cheesy ending to the game are not exactly very high. And the MLG version, you do know that your opponent's in cross spawn, so Terran can do some proxy rack stuff to do well. But this is not the MLG version, so they do not know where their opponents are. And I think we can expect to see a pretty good macro game, especially since, well, the map's already huge and it's cross spawn. So a lot of this map comes down to whether or not you're able to control a gold. I mean, especially against Terran. If you try to take a gold as a Zerg or a Protoss, or even another Terran, it's incredibly important that you hold this high ground here, because if the Terran can take control of this high ground and just get a couple tanks sieged up there, or even just marauders up there or anything, this base is done. You need to control that area there. That's a very interesting part of this map. And yeah, we're going to be seeing Stephano take a fast hatch, 15 hatch, very standard against Terran. He's going to be grabbing a 15 pool as well, so not going to go for anything super greedy. And we're going to be seeing basically standard play from both. Stephano's able to knock this spawn location off of the possibilities list. This Overlord's just sitting here, and I'm not sure I like that. He could be seeing what's going on over here, seeing if the STC is putting any sort of proxy stuff here. He'd just be doing more with it than just having it sit there. STC is going to be sending out this scout, going to be looking for his opponent. Doesn't quite know where he is. Going to be looking to move out with this Marine, maybe put a tiny bit of pressure on. He looks like he's going to be going for a Hellion opening, going to be getting that factory down there, and I would assume that we're going to be seeing a reactor on there and then a switch off, just given the positioning of the factory. I can't really see any other reason for him to put it there. A drone that pokes up here would be able to see the factory, so if he was trying to hide it, no point. There's the reactor going down, and yeah, we should be seeing a switcheroo there. This base is up. You're not going to main art any drones over, just going to yeah, just gonna keep him at his main, I guess. His choice. Gonna get a couple of Zerglings out, try to deny that scout. Scout did see all it really needed to see for now. A couple more Lings are gonna come out, but he might be able to escape with that SCV. Zerglings do move slightly faster, but he might be able to run home in time. There we go. He's gonna transfer a couple of drones over, and we're seeing a very quick expansion going up for the STC, and he is going to be switching those two off. The reactor is now on the factory, and he's producing Hellions 2 at a time. This barracks is going to fly back and get out of the way. He's going to be trying to scout his opponent. Doesn't know where he is yet. Now he will as soon as he scouts that there's nothing here. And this drone is going to come up, and with that Marine there, I don't think he's going to be able to see all that much. He might see the expansion, but I think he's in a reasonably good position here. The STC is. A couple of Hellions are out. He should be able to see that with the Ling. Yeah, we'll see it with the Ling. And he's going to micro that SCV and that Hellion to deny the scouting. I don't think he even saw the expansion. Nope, no expansion was seen by him. We're seeing a Spine Crawler go up here. He doesn't really have much in the way of other defense. And of course, with those Hellions on the way, he knows he needs some sort of defense up here. Not the best time to be moving that Spine Crawler. The Hellions could come past. He does deny the crease spread, but it looks like he's not actually going to try to push past. He's going to be waiting for a couple more Hellions to pop out. And, well, Stephano is going to be getting speed. Speed's almost done now. Getting another Queen there. What's he doing? He's moving the Spine Crawler forward. Tried to get a couple shots there. Spine Crawler will be able to regenerate that with relative ease. He's going to be walling off with the Evo Chamber down here, and he's actually taking an incredibly fast third. Very interesting move there by STC, actually. I guess he's very comfortable with the position that he's in with these Hellions, has the map control, making sure that nothing's going to move out. But I would worry that he might be overcommitting a bit with economy here, because that's just a very, very early third. I mean, one thing that we'll see a lot is we'll see them get a third command center in here, a third orbital there for sort of a macro orbital to be launching down the extra mules, but this is obviously not going to be for that reason. And he's just going to be holding the line here with these Hellions and just hoping that nothing comes out from Stephano that can just obliterate everything he holds dear. He is going to be getting lair tech now. There are 10 Lings on the field. Shouldn't have any problem killing those with those 4 Hellions, but he is also going to be getting Carapace, which would do wonders if it finishes for those Zerglings. Zergling count is going to be getting beefed up a little bit. Still scouting around, looking. Oh, he's just patrolling here. Not actually sure why. Maybe to see medevacs coming past. And these Hellions just keep growing in numbers. There are 6 Hellions. He stopped Hellion production, though. And he's going to be getting a macro hatch as well. He realizes that his opponent might be expanding. I don't think he'd expect a third this early, though. That's just incredibly wacky. And, of course, he's adding on the barracks. He's at 3 barracks now, but he's just mainly just worrying about producing as many SCVs as he can. SCVs coming out 3 at a time. Let's take a look at the income tab. Stephano does have the worker lead for now, but for how long is the question. He's not producing any drones right now. But if he gets enough Zerglings to overwhelm these Hellions, he should be able to do a whole lot of damage. There's not a wall here. He might be able to get it done in time. He is going to be building that. But if those Zerglings can come past, they might even be able to, even if that wall's done, they should be able to pick off these workers and, well, not the command center since it can fly. But yeah, a couple more barracks being added on here by the STC. And another factory as well, going into marine tank production now. We're seeing Stim almost done, and Siege Tech on the way as well. He has been supply blocked for a little while, though. Now he's going to start producing those supply depots 2 at a time, because he definitely needs it with this kind of production going on. And the Hellions are just still sort of sitting there. He's moving the spine crawler forward, Stephano is, which is a pretty good move, because it doesn't take very much damage from the Hellions, and it will force them back a little bit. He might even try to force them back far enough to take a third, but at this point I think he does have enough Lings to take this out. He's going to be spreading the creep to try to not be engaging off creep. And here's no, not the engagement, not yet. Lings are just sort of chilling, waiting for the creep to spread. We are going to be seeing +2 Carapace, +1 Melee just finished, and Pathogen Glands and some Infestors are on the way, as well as 20 more Zerglings, and he is finally going to be taking his third as well. The STC's early third has been very, very good for him, but he is getting supply blocked quite a bit, so anyway, these Hellions are just keeping a lot of map control there. Moving these spine crawlers forward is a very, very smart move. It does force the Hellions back, because there's really nothing they can do against those spine crawlers, unless you actually have masses and masses of them. You'll be getting lots and lots of gas. We're not seeing what I would have expected to see really is Mutalisks, just because he's sort of pinned into his base, but the Infestors are also a very, very good move, of course. If you can get a good fungal on those Hellions, they're just so squishy once you catch them that they should fall like flies. And the Lings are going to be moving up with the Infestors. Ling's going to try to draw the Hellions into the Infestors. Doesn't quite work. He will try to cut them off, though, and this should work. No, he's going to be microing these Hellions very, very well, and he will surround 2 of them. And he's losing a lot of Lings, but this is actually not as good an engagement for the STC as I would have expected. He still has quite a few Lings. Infestors are here, and he has more Lings streaming across. We could be seeing Stephano try to end this game now. How much scouting information does he have? He doesn't have any at all, really. He knows that there's an expansion up. He doesn't know about the third. Third's been there for tons of time, and the STC has a pretty commanding supply lead as well. Finally going to be adding on a starport. And of course, he's producing Marines 8 at a time, which is pretty devastating. He is going for relatively quick hive tech, which is very interesting, of course, but I'll be interested to see what he does with that. Whether he's going for, I guess he could be going for upgrades, but I'd assume, oh, there's a big push coming here with a lot of Marines. No Banelings to speak of, and I don't know if he's going to be able to beat this army here. Trying to get the full surround, doing very nicely there. And he does get the full surround, and the tank is going to start doing friendly fire to these Marines. Does take out the tank very, very quickly. It looks like the Marines will be able to hold, but he is going to force this expansion to evacuate. Well played by Stephano. STC's 4th on the gold is going to be significantly delayed by those infestors. He doesn't actually have Burrow yet, though, so it could be very dangerous for him to engage this here. And the infested Terran are going to try to get a few free kills there. And he is finally going to be able to try to secure this area, but Burrow's still not on the way. And these infestors, without Burrow, are just going to have a hard time staying alive, so they are just going to run home. And 4 more infestors on the way, and mass droning for Stephano, who has also spit out a relatively decent number of lings as well. He's going to be doing his best to not let Stephano take this base, because if Stephano is able to actually control this base, that could, I mean, if the STC is able to control this base, that could well spell the end of Stephano's chances, because he's already even on bases, and as a... Ooh, very nice fungal there. But he's already even on bases. As a Zerg, you want to be ahead on bases, and being even on bases is bad enough, but with the STC having one more base, and it being a gold, that's not exactly ideal. But on that note, Stephano is actually going to be expanding 3 places at once, doing very well to take out those Marines and keep his infestors alive as well at the same time there. Marines are trying to control this, but Stephano does not want this gold to go to, it is up now, but he doesn't want the gold to be defended. He's doing his best to just push on, but there's just too much production for the STC. Stephano is making an Ultralisk Cavern now, and Ultralisks could really be fantastic here. He is getting adrenal glands and +3 weapons as well. He's going to continue producing Zerglings. With those adrenal glands, they become incredibly good. He does have one thing going for him. It is an incredible lead in upgrades here, and if he can get these 3 bases up and running, he should actually have a pretty good economic lead as well. But the STC is just so far ahead right now that it's going to be very difficult for Stephano to catch up. There is a 40 supply deficit for our Frenchman. He does have very good saturation at, well, reasonable saturation. Good saturation at his natural, good saturation at his main. Not quite ideal at his 3rd, but he does have these 3 other bases up now. That is 7 hatcheries producing larvae, so that is definitely going his favor. He's not getting chitinous plating just yet. I'm not sure I like this, just because chitinous plating makes those Ultralisks so much more useful once they're out, and he is already getting Ultralisks. Going to be trying to pick up as many infestors as he can, pushing forward with Marauders to try to take out these buildings, because Marauders do very, very well against them naturally. He's just sort of trying to control the map with these lings, but map control really belongs to the STC at this point, and the STC is almost maxed, starting his level 2 upgrades. That's the one thing that he's very, very far behind in. He's starting level 3 Terran infantry weapons, but it won't be done until after 3-3 is done, and the Ultralisks will be out by then. He does have chitinous plating on the way finally. He's going to try to force some friendly fire. Will he lose the tank? He will lose the tank, but that's just a little bit of a tickle on Stephano, on the STC, sorry. The STC is now going to be pushing forward. He looks like he'll be trying to take out the back rocks here and go in and destroy the 3rd. He doesn't know... Oh, he has dropped these. Does he know that there's a base there? I'm sure he does. He does know that there's a base there. He does know there's a base there. He doesn't know about that one, but I'm sure he can only assume that it's there. And there are just more and more Ultralisks on the way. There are only 2 out at the moment, but as soon as 3-3 and chitinous plating finish, those Ultralisks should be able to tear through about anything except for the ghosts that he's starting to produce. And he is going to go for a push here. It's not a good idea, I don't think. He hasn't finished 3-3 yet. He is going to be able to push through, but he will maximize losses. And the infestors, using all their energy on infested Terrans, will be able to push through. This is very, very good for Stephano. The STC has lost his control of the middle of the map, but Stephano doesn't have enough to push against that planetary. The STC is going to try to push up here, but there's just too much in the way of infested Terrans, Ultralisks, and now infestors just sort of regenerating their energy here. He will actually retreat, not going for control of the middle. He's instead... Ooh, he's suffered a double drop here. He will have lost a lot of drones there. How many did he kill there? Nah, not that many. He killed 8. And Stephano has killed 7 with harassment on that gold. So he did lose this base, though. Very big loss. He actually lost this base as well. I'm sorry, I missed that. Wow. STC going a little drop crazy here. He knows that the bases are so spread out that Stephano isn't really able to control them all at once. He doesn't have air. He doesn't even have a spire. And it's just very, very hard for him to control this. And he is going to be pushing across here. He might be going for the kill on this base as well. And I think Stephano knows it's happening. He is going to be pushing across with all of these troops. He's going to try to catch them off. And he should be able to hold this with relative ease. Doesn't completely wall up the ramp with his troops. So, ooh, a nice pickup there. But he will lose the majority of those units. And Stephano's actually nearing maxed out now, which is very, very good for him. He's after coming back from such a deficit. But the STC is producing ghosts, and ghosts are incredibly good with their snipe against Ultralisks. Nice bungles going down. He will be losing quite a few troops here. But, oh, he has control of the middle with 4 tanks, and a 5th one's going to be pushing up as well. That'll be very, very hard to break with anything except Broodlords, and he doesn't seem all that eager to go air at all. He's going to be getting a lot more Lings out now. And the STC is producing 2 more command centers. I would expect to see those morphed into orbitals any second. He is also maxed. Both players are nearing max. We could be seeing a very, very large engagement here. Not right now, obviously, but soon, because there's just so much on the field at this point. Looking at the units, the STC has more workers, meaning that there's more army supply for Stephano. And how important will that actually be? There are only 4 ghosts. And he will be able to EMP there, getting a lot of Infestor energy, but not before some of the fungals go down. Going to be losing the units here. He will be able to push into the middle here, and the Ultralisks are able to shred the stuff in the middle. Stephano taking a supply lead for the first time in a long, long time here. And he is not using the Ghost for that snipe. He's using it for the EMP instead, and there's just too many Infestors. We'll be launching a lot of Infested Terrans here. And both players are losing tons of stuff in this battle, but Stephano definitely coming out on top here. Will he be able to actually take out this base? He's taken out a lot of the workers at it, but there's a nice wall put up here by the STC's little Sim City building here, and the Ultralisks are not quite able to push through yet. That is a lot of Infestors that he's going to be losing to that planetary fortress, and the Lings are not able to push in either. Finally making a hole there. The Lings are finally able to push through. Will finally lose that planetary fortress. There's just still so much on the field for Stephano. This does not look good for the STC, despite him expanding to 2 more locations, getting a lot of mules there. Did lose the gold, was able to mine off that for a very long time, but that is definitely a loss, even if he is expanding to 2 more locations. Stephano has reclaimed this, and he's going to be re-rallying his forces to the middle. Nice bungle on those troops. Will be losing them almost instantly. The tanks are sieged, but Ultralisks just have so much health, especially with the with the +5 armor. 3 armor upgrades plus the chitinous plating. Will continue to push forward, but there's the tank on the high ground here and a couple of things back here we'll be able to hold for now, and he will be forced to retreat to the middle of the map. The Lings are a bit indecisive on what to do. And those Zerglings should have seen that command center. He should actually go and try to take that out. Oh no, that's what he did. He denied it. Never mind. We're seeing Ultralisks, Lings, and, well, sorry, that's not the production tab. We're seeing Lings and Infestors in the production tab right now. Stephano has more gas than he knows what to do with, so of course he will be pretty easy, be in a good position to be making as many Infestors as he damn well pleases. He's forced to keep a couple of these guys there, though, so that he doesn't lose that base. Oh, not a good engagement there for Stephano, and he will be trying to reinforce, but yeah, he should be able to hold this. Not without losing a couple drones, though. And he will be, once again, denying this. STC does take it out, though. It's going to be saturating this base very nicely. And there has been a bit of engagement in the middle. Looks like Stephano is forced to retreat out of there. Or not. And the Marine's a bit of a hero Marine, doing a lot of damage there. But he's reinforced now, and he will be able to push down. Very nice tank positioning here. Won't be suffering any splash damage. And from those Ultralisks, Ultralisks will push forward and will all die. The Infestors are forced to retreat out. And, this is not a very good position for Stephano to be in now, because STC is going to try to retake this gold. He has this base going up. And this base is not really going up at all, but he's going to be trying to take out this little hell squad of Lings. Ooh, no, he doesn't try to. He's going to pull back with those instead of try to flank. Will go in, and he's going to be trying to take out the base again before it goes up. We'll be able to take out both of those tanks, but I don't think he'll be able to have enough to take out that morphing planetary fortress. We'll get a lot of tanks there. He's instead using the Lings to try to get as much friendly fire on those tanks as possible. And he has forced the cancel on the planetary fortress and has forced it to run away. It is on fire now. Question is, will it get repaired in time? And the infested Terran will not be able to follow that to its doom. And yeah, a lot of SCVs are being pulled to repair this so it doesn't die. Of course, this base has also been mined out by now. Another drop in the third. And this third is still very, very important for him. He has tons of minerals there. And he's being forced to retreat there, which is good for Stephano. But the STC is taking a pretty commanding supply lead. And a lot of it is in SCVs. Oh, it looks like he's going to go for a drop again. He will see it, though. Will not allow that to happen. Nice pickup there. And yeah, this is just looking very, very intense at this point. STC is going to be pushing out to the middle, going to be holding that incredibly important center area. And, ooh, looks like he actually did finally lose this base. And Stephano's finally getting burrow. And he realizes that his mineral income is just not where it needs to be. So he's just pushing all of his money into infestors. As I said before, he does have tons of gas, so infestors, the ideal investment. Investment. I'm sorry, I had to. Forcing a stim, not going to do much. Too many. Oh, going to be seeing a good engagement here. Nice fungal, and he will force them to retreat out. He might even be able to get some nice infested Terrans to get some shots through. Oh, fantastic fungals! We'll lose all those SCVs! Wow! 43 workers killed for Stephano. Fantastic move by him there, but he is forced to retreat out of the middle. Wow. The STC has, however, remaxed almost instantly. So many production facilities for him. Barracks after barracks after barracks, factory. Only one starport, but he's going to be trying to force the STC out of the middle again. This center Xel'Naga watchtower and this just little plateau up here has been so key in this game. It's basically been a war for that plateau, and Stephano is forced to try to take his gold. And if the STC pushes up and gets a siege up there, which it looks like he could anytime if he felt like it, that will not be good for for Stephano. He needs that base. The other bases are all taken. STC is occupying them for not even for mining purposes anymore. He's just occupying them so that Stephano can't take them. And honestly, I don't see how Stephano can come back from this unless he actually manages to make a push that obliterates the bases, like 3 or 4 of the bases of the STC. And I think one of the major problems that Stephano has had this game is that he hasn't gone with, he's finally sieged a tank up there. We'll be able to take out that base before it goes up. But honestly, I think one of the big problems of Stephano this game has been that he didn't go for air, and the STC took advantage of that and was just able to get those medevacs everywhere he needed. And those ghosts are doing terrible damage there as well. He's not fungaling them. And the ghosts are still alive, going to be forced to push at the front there. It looks like he will win this battle, but not the war. There's just too many tanks here. So many tanks. How many tanks does he have? He has 13 tanks. And the ghosts are just doing so much damage to the Ultralisks here. Stephano forced to retreat. He does get his base up. But for how long? He doesn't have the minerals to keep funding his army, whereas the STC still has 1,500 minerals up there and tanks on the high ground, which if sieged would hit this again. He's going to try to get as much mining done from here as he possibly can, but the tank is sieging. The tank is sieging! And it looks like this could be do or die for Stephano. He needs to win this engagement. He does win that small little engagement there, but there's just so much on the field for the STC. And this is all Stephano has. And it's dying very, very fast. That Ultralisk is, well, he has a bunch of infestors. Honestly, there's nothing he can do here. I would say that we'll be seeing a GG any moment. He's going to try to do as much little damage as he can with these troops. Going to rush in, trying to take out this army again. The problem is, as soon as an army dies, it's just replaced immediately. Does good damage with those lings and infestors, but not enough to justify them at this point of the game. He's going to force the retreat from the drones, which leaves him 2 mining bases against 1. Well, I'm not really there. 2, 3. Starting to get guys up there for. And the gold will fall. I honestly don't see how Stephano can win this. Well, Stephano is going to be spitting out 8 more Infestors, 2 more Ultralisks, trying to use up all the stuff he has. The STC is going to be going for a push here at this base. The base with the most mining going on at it right now. And a nice bungle there, but there's just too many ghosts able to snipe that Ultralisk down in a second. Even loses an Infestor. And this base is not long for this world. Infestors with no energy are not exactly the most dangerous things in the world. Ultralisk goes down. And grats! Stephano's way of saying GG, and that is the game. And STC has won this game. Incredible macro play by him. I've been Penguin, and thank you for tuning in.